We're recording, by the way. This is all recording, but like the show hasn't started yet, so Kevin's looking at me like we should probably start so that we don't get all this good stuff. And
we need a.
Can you turn me up in my headphones there? That always sounds.
You're all the way.
Okay, turn me up higher. Three, two, one. Kevin, looking amazing today.
Thanks.
Happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday. Well, Tuesday.
Yeah, you look like you're about to hit the like links, you know, you got golf and then straight to the pool and like, you know, you need also like a cigar, you know.
Can't smoke in here.
Yeah, but you look fantastic. How you feeling?
Feel pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah. Well, guess
pattern
what?
On pattern.
Pattern on pattern. You look fantastic. We have two guests on the show. Not one, not two. Stretching the power of the studio and our headphones and our microphones. But that's okay because we have John and Jiae in the house. They are two guests, two founders, two designers? Question mark?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. With an extensive background in branding and design. John was the former creative director of Pokemon and Equinox. Those are just two incredibly different brands, but super interesting. And Jiae, a former associate partner at design studio Pentagram. Yep. You may have heard of them. They also have a contemporary art magazine that celebrated and showcased Asian culture called Theme, which I'd like to hear about. They also had a design studio that's not in their bio, but sounds like maybe we can get into that as well. And most importantly, driven by their love of environment and lifelong surfers. And parents, they embarked on a mission to create a brand that would not only encourage people to eat more sustainably by normalizing seafood and putting that in a form that appeals to all palates and all ages.
Yep.
And that is Sea Monsters, the brand that they are the co-founders of. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I
didn't want to.
I was going to clap for myself.
Yeah, we'll do like a weird like clap thing.
I didn't want to just cut in, but seaweed, not seafood.
Oh,
seaweed.
Seaweed.
Yeah,
all right, let's start that whole thing over.
No.
Two guests on the show. Okay.
You were amazing. But I just wanted to point out that we are in love with seaweed.
I was like, technically, seaweed is kind of a seafood.
Yeah, I mean,
but we're a narrower category.
Yeah. I mean, you can expand, right?
Yeah,
totally. Seaweed, seafood. Salmon chips, those things. People are making a lot of chips out of a lot of things.
Yeah,
they are.
Chicken.
Yeah. So
seaweed is like on the forefront of like the sustainable like food movement.
Yeah, and that's really how we started this journey. Because I mean, you know, we grew up eating seaweed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And but you know, and everyone's like, oh, seaweed's the future. Seaweed's the future. You know, it's gonna take away pressure from land-based agriculture. That's awesome, but put a plate of seaweed in front of most people and they wouldn't know what to do with it. So that's how we kind of started this journey.
And when was that?
You know, I want to say 2017 was when we incorporated the company. So I guess we'd been kind of batting around the idea of the white space for a little while. And up until then we had, you know, like I think you said in the intro, we were running a creative agency and we'd done work in the CPG space. For example, we did the brand refresh for Kind bars.
Oh, nice.
And then, you know, we'd seen how businesses ran with the kind of structure that we built for them, how we sound, how we look like, you know, et cetera. And so around 2017, Jiae came up with an idea for doing something in seaweed. And we were like, that's it. Because we grew up with seaweed. We ate seaweed as kids. And then we surf. So we see seaweed all the time. And we were like, that's perfect. So that's how we kind of jumped in.
And I want to say, like, it seemed like such a great idea. Like, no one's doing it. So let's do it. How hard can it be?
Yeah.
And it turns out, like, when someone isn't doing something, it's probably because it's really hard to get into that space. Sourcing the raw ingredient. You know, I like to say that we're using seaweed as a hero ingredient to innovate with that ingredient. So we're not, you know, like the low-hanging fruit in seaweed is seaweed sheets. And kids love that. Adults are starting to get into it. It's becoming a huge booming market. But we're like, no, everyone's doing that. So let's not do that. Let's do something like a little bit more interesting. Like, what else can we do with seaweed? And we decided that we wanted to do puffs because no one was doing it, number one.
Yeah.
And number two, we like this idea that, well, if we want to make it mainstream and we want it, you know, palatable to every palate, well, what's the kind of snack that everyone likes to eat? We're like, oh, puffs, of course.
Yeah. Cheetos.
I wanted to say that, but I didn't because I'm always on the fence about, do I want to say another brand's name?
No. I'll say it so you don't have to. And so obviously running a studio, you worked with, sounds like, with multiple or CPG brands. And I guess the question is, how is the transition going from working on branding for brands versus now running it?
We were just talking about this on the way over. Well, one thing, I think, because you guys you guys operate a design agency.
That's true. Kevin doesn't, but I do.
Yeah.
So just to be very
I get too
clear.
much credit on this podcast.
Yeah. People think we run it. He does not.
People
run
think
it.
I'm
That's
involved
okay.
in hiring.
Well, I run Sea Monsters. He does not run it. We
Okay.
are co-founders, founders, but
yeah.
I'm
How the roles break down?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
We are starting to get more defined, but the way John and I normally work is we ping pong. Like,
Okay.
because we're married, and this is our third business together, we don't have a lot of ego about like who came up with that idea.
Okay.
Like, I came up with the idea for seaweed snacks, but he came up with the idea for Sea Monsters, the name.
Okay.
And to
Nice.
me, like, it's interchangeable. Like, to me, it's all the same process, because once he came up with seaweed,
Mhm.
then it opened up or narrowed the field down to, well, what are we going to call the brand? And then once we had what the brand sounded like, we're like, well, how do we want to visualize that? So the roles are very porous. That's why we call ourselves co-founders, co-CEOs. But I think as the brand grows, we're going to have to get a little bit more specific, because I think one of the problems with the way we work, and I love the way we work, is that we let a lot of things fall between the cracks, because he thinks I have it. I think he has it.
Okay.
There's no defined roles
Yeah.
and responsibilities.
Yeah. Where did you guys meet? Sorry if to get too
Do you wanna take
personal.
Yeah. So
No, we like this story.
we met in Seoul, in Korea.
Okay.
And I had been living there for maybe 5 or 6 years, and I was working in marketing, doing guerrilla marketing back in the day, which was basically Instagram, pre-Instagram, like influencer wrangling. That's what it was called. And then Jiae's first day in Seoul, I just happened to be having a meeting with someone that was showing around, and so we met. And then
My first day in Seoul.
Okay.
His 6th year in Seoul.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it was just like,
And then I rocked up. Back then, I had dreadlocks, and I
No way.
rocked up on my BMX bike, and she thought I was a
you look like a
homeless
dirty
kid.
teenager.
Yeah.
She thought I was a homeless kid, and she was like, she bought me a drink that night,
Wow.
and I was like,
Well, I felt bad
"Whoa."
because he looked like he was 16, and I thought they wouldn't serve him.
Yeah,
so like
yeah,
someone
yeah.
needs to
Sneak
give
him a
alcohol.
drink.
I want to paint the picture here, because back in those days, like, girls didn't buy guys drinks in Korea. Like, I don't want to say the year, but this was a
Sure.
while ago. So, so I was like, wow, this is refreshing. And then she found out I actually knew all the bartenders. I knew all the bars, and
And he had a gold Amex credit
Yeah.
card from. He worked
Yes.
at Levi's at the time, so he
Okay,
had this
cool.
like swanky credit card.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
corporate card.
Corporate card.
I worked for Coke.
Oh,
and so
there you go.
Oh yeah.
when
you
I
know.
left Coke, that was the hardest thing to part with, was my corporate card. It's
Exactly.
the only good part about working in-house or working in. I mean, there are other good parts, but I shouldn't.
Watch yourself.
I
Guys,
take back
you
what I
watch
said
this.
immediately. No, it is one of the best parts. So your first day, your 6th year, and so tour guide /
Yeah,
The
well,
rest
he
is
was
history.
he was meeting with an advertiser, another magazine in Seoul, or
Okay.
a magazine in Seoul, and that person was showing me around. And so, he was into me. He found out where I was going to be that night, was like laser focused on hitting on me. And it was really intense.
Okay.
And I felt bad because I thought he was like really
Stalking?
young.
No.
And it was uncomfortable. Like he was staring at me like,
Yeah.
but it was very refreshing because there was no games. And then once I bought him a drink, I sat down. I was like, I can't have him staring at me anymore because it's making me nervous
Yeah.
and throwing my like pool game off because like,
Okay.
you're like, being pinned. So I sat down, I bought him a drink, and then I was like, so tell me about yourself. Like, let's just get this conversation rolling. And then-
this isn't sounding so great.
Yeah, he just has a really interesting background. I mean, he grew up in Malaysia. He's
Okay.
Korean by descent, so am I. So we were kind of, back to the motherland, just doing our thing for
Okay.
a little bit in between, trying to figure out where we wanted to be. Him more so established than me. But he grew up in Malaysia, born in Korea, grew up in Malaysia, went to school in Australia,
Wow.
went to New Zealand. That was his, he has a citizenship from New Zealand. He's a Kiwi.
Cool.
And then he got recruited by Levi's. Oh, and he was a professional BMXer at the time. So
Did you
he's,
still ride?
touring.
Yeah.
I know you mountain bike, so yeah.
Little bit.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
so I rode seriously for a while, but I just have terrible knees, man.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
did some silly stuff when I was younger.
Mhm.
Not good.
Sean, do you have 12 more hours so we can unpack all of the background? This
There's a
is
lot.
quite a question.
Yeah.
When did you guys move back? Or here?
99.
Okay.
We came back because so when we met, we fell in love really quickly. He actually got transferred to Japan by Levi's to run the white tab line.
Yeah, it was Silver Tab.
Silver Tab product development.
I helped design Silver Tab.
And then so he asked me to come move in with him. So I did, like a year later because I wanted to finish my year in Korea. And then we got married in Seoul because
Japan,
in Tokyo.
Yeah.
Because his company said they would take care of the paperwork if we were married. And
Wow.
we were really young and stupid. And we're like,
Sure.
I mean, they dangled a lot of things like, oh, we'll pay for like business class travel out of the country and
Health
we'll
insurance,
take care of
blah,
like,
blah, blah.
yeah, I know. And then we're like, this sounds good. We'll get married.
Amazing. And so when does when does the creative director of Pokemon job? When is that?
Yeah. So we came back to the U.S. and Jiae actually was invited to go to her grad studies at ITP.
Okay.
Which is an amalgamation of technology and art. And so while she was doing that, I was freelancing for different agencies and stuff. And then 9/11 happened. And when that happened, the phone stopped ringing. And I was like, oh man, what do we do now? But, a couple of weeks later, a friend of ours called and said, hey, would you be interested in talking to someone at Pokemon? They're looking for someone that's down to talk to them. So I went and talked to them and, chatted for a few weeks, and then they offered me a job, and that was pretty much it. They were opening, basically, it used to be a license, and then they were opening up the Pokemon USA office. So Pokemon is co-owned by Nintendo, and the cards is co-owned by 4Kids and a few other people. So it's a very complex business operation, but they were opening up a new office here, and they needed someone to head up creative, so they called me.
Cool. And how long did you wind up doing?
I was there for a couple of years, I want to say, and then I got recruited by Equinox. Yeah. And then the headhunter called, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm getting kind of flabby. Yeah, maybe I should move on to Equinox." Yeah. So I went to Equinox for a bit, and then we had this idea that, you know what, these corporate jobs are terrible for us. Let's go do some content on our own.
Okay.
And so we cashed in our 401k and started a magazine.
I was going to say that was the first business together.
Yeah.
So that was
good idea, right?
Good idea.
Print.
Right. Print is the future.
Yeah, exactly.
Back then there was no Instagram, so it was still a profitable business, more or less. But again, I
remember that. Kevin, not so much.
Yeah.
Kevin,
really?
9/11, you know what that is?
Yeah, I know
what
that
terrorist attack. Okay, just want to make sure.
How old were you?
He's very young.
Like first grade?
First grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He represents all of the youth of America, and most specifically Ohio. But yes. So sorry, where were we?
The magazine.
Magazine.
Yeah.
So talk to us about this magazine. You quit the jobs. You're like, okay, enough of corporate. Is this before or after Pentagram?
This was after Pentagram.
Okay.
So I was at Pentagram for 5 years, and you quit before I did. So John
Yeah.
does not do well with bosses.
Okay.
Even if he was like the creative director of his, department, he still had the marketing director above him.
Okay.
And he's like, he chafes at authority.
Okay. This is good.
But like in a corporate structure situation, he
Yeah.
doesn't mind dealing with clients. It's a different.
I get it. I
you
know
get
the
it.
type. I know
Yeah,
the type.
yeah. So he's like, I can't work for anyone else. And I'm like, all right, so let's do something. This was pre-kids, before responsibility, no savings. We had some 401k.
Yeah.
But we're like, oh, we have all this
Throw
money
that
sitting
out. Yeah. Well, the future is
Right.
who cares? That's where retirement. We're young.
And
you
also,
know?
like, I wasn't thinking there's like a 40% penalty to cashing in 401k before retirement. Like, had I known that? Or actually, I did know, I just didn't care. But anyways, we lost a lot of money in the conversion.
I'm painfully aware of this situation, but we won't go there. But
Well,
yes.
I can guess.
Yeah. It's a Don't take your money out of your 401k.
No, don't. Leave it. Find other ways.
Leave it.
Beg,
Okay.
borrow, and
I don't
steal.
even put it in the first place.
There you go, Kevin.
Okay,
That's
Kevin.
super smart. That's super
Wait, I
smart.
thought kids your age, like, were kind of like more finance savvy than
Not me.
people of
Again,
our
speak for all of
generation.
you.
Not me.
What team did you work on at Pentagram?
I worked on the Lisa Strasfeld team.
Okay.
So we're in the sort of interactive information design team, but because we weren't specifically brand focused, we would do like big projects for Bloomberg, but work with Polishare.
Okay.
So I worked on mostly like immersive installation spaces for museums and brands.
Cool. Is that in New York?
Yeah.
Got it.
So we designed the Detroit Institute of Arts museum interactive displays.
Mm-hmm.
We designed the Bloomberg headquarters 6th floor display. They have this huge LED display that we designed actually the form and the content for.
I think I'm familiar with this.
Yeah, and then we designed the logo with Paula Scher. So there was a lot of
Amazing.
cross-team collaboration between us and other teams.
Did you go to the 50 anniversary party that happened? It was like a couple months ago.
No, because I was either on production,
You were on
for
production,
for Sea Monsters. But did
Got
you go?
it. I'd never worked at Pentagram, so they wouldn't let me in.
Oh, that's right. It was only for.
It was literally not even like spouses of people that worked. It was literally
No plus ones.
no plus ones.
No.
Yeah.
Whoa,
it
that's
was literally like you had to work at Pentagram to get in the door.
Wow.
Wow.
That's pretty
Exclusive.
strict, but,
Was it a good party?
I
I didn't even talk to
assume-
my friends about it.
I don't know. But it sounds pretty cool. It was inspiring to me as someone who has a 5-year-old design studio. I was like, man, to get to 50, to 50, and have everyone or have a lot of people that went through the door, it seemed like, I don't know. That's a lot of people and
Yeah,
a lot
sure.
of years. So shout out to Pentagram.
Yeah, but what I think is like so amazing about Pentagram, and I loved my time there. I
Yeah.
thought like I learned a ton, incredibly talented people across the board. And because it was a big design firm with like small team structure, you got a lot of like responsibility
Yes.
early on.
Kevin will take it out and post it. Just smash as many things as. Leave it in, Kevin.
So if you want to have longevity in 50 years, you need to bring in other partners, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Kevin, how do you feel about partnership?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, okay, cool. Kevin's team. We'll start building it tomorrow. I guess so then you guys work in agencies, work in different magazine, and then start your own studio. How long did you guys run a branding or design company?
So basically, after the first issue of the magazine, we got a call from Jiae, who's one of the partners at Wyden.
Okay.
And he was like, "Hey, my friend Diane needs an agency to help her do stuff." And so we're like, "Cool, yeah, we'll meet with her." And he was like, "It's Sunday. Go meet with her. She's at this address." So we rock up, and it was Diane von Furstenberg.
Oh, okay.
And Sunday morning, resplendent, beautiful lady.
Yeah.
Across
She was
this-
seductive.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
seductive.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
she must have
yeah.
been like 65, 70 at the time.
Yeah. And she was like, "Darling, I need this campaign." And we're like, "And I need an agency." And we're like,
Yeah, let's do it.
"Okay."
Yeah,
That
you
sounds
look at
good.
each other. Like, we're an agency, right?
Yeah, right.
Although I didn't mention that we hadn't really worked in fashion up until that
Right.
point. So in other design, but not
Right.
in fashion.
That's what made you so good for the job. That's what I
Right.
like to
That's what we
say.
were
Yeah,
telling
yeah,
ourselves
Yeah,
internally.
exactly.
Oh, we have no experience in this whatsoever. That's why we're the perfect partner for you. Because we're going to think differently.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the
So,
best sell.
so that went on for a few seasons, and then other people started calling, and then Nike called and they said, "Hey, can you make us a video?" And we're like,
We've never done that.
"Sure."
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah,
good.
yeah.
And then,
We've heard of Nike.
Yeah, and then that was basically it, and then that was our job for the next 15 years. I guess. Yeah, it's been a
So,
while.
yeah.
Very organic.
Yeah, no, that's a beautiful story, and I think that's actually how a lot of agencies are formed. And
Yeah.
like I talked about it before the show. I have a wife that is a designer, and we've kind of paired up and taken on projects. And so, sometimes you're just like, I need who should I partner with? And you're just like, okay, yeah, it's us. we can do this, right?
Kevin.
Yeah, we'll keep all the money.
Right,
It'll
exactly.
be perfect for us.
It'll
Right.
be in-house.
Yeah, exactly. We'll keep it in house.
Right.
So 15 years out of New York.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically 15 years out of New York, and then we about let's say like 12 years ago now, 10 years ago now. It's been when we did the kind work,
Okay.
and we were like, wait, we could do this.
Yeah.
And back then, like Daniel and his team they're amazing guys, and they built this amazing business with the foundations that we helped build for them.
Yeah, amazing.
And we're like, light bulb goes on. We're like, we could do something like this.
I was
So-
like, I want equity.
yeah,
yeah.
And we were getting paid by the hour because we're consultants, designers. So
What was the name of the studio?
it's called Emmett. Basically, we had a magazine called Theme, and
Okay.
Emmett was the other side, so it's Theme spelled backwards.
Clever.
Very clever.
But I think one of the clients at Kind said Emmett means truth in Israeli, Hebrew.
In Hebrew, yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'll take it.
That works.
That works
Sure.
really well.
yeah. So what made you, outside of like seeing did you have like, why shut down the studio? Why not do both, I guess?
I think it was just a necessity
Yeah.
at a certain point. Like we just right now we're just working 24 hours on this thing, and with both of us, and we're hiring people, and it's still not enough. Like we're just so swamped with work.
But it was organic though.
Yeah,
It
it was
wasn't
kind
like
of
a
organic.
straight up like we're stopping work on Emmett, we're going to Sea Monster. So I mean, Emmett really bankrolled Sea Monsters for many years. Like we worked out of the studio. We had a studio on Grand Street and Forsyth in Chinatown for a little bit, and then we moved to the Navy Yards.
Oh, nice.
So like we didn't pay ourselves out of Sea Monsters for years. It was like 4 years of product development where we didn't actually like pay ourselves for Sea Monster. We put in money.
Yeah.
We raised money. And I think it came a time when it's like, okay, Sea Monsters has a product that we can actually take to market.
Yeah.
We got to hire a sales team, external, of course, because we can't afford to bring someone internal yet. And then once that happened, the floodgates opened and you realize, actually, I can't do any creative agency work. So it became like very clear when you had to stop. And then we just kind of like just stopped taking jobs.
Yeah.
And then we finished out the jobs. And then it just worked out to be the great timing.
Did you have a team, or was it mostly just the two of you?
You know,
in
for
terms of the
the
agency?
past few years, we've just been working with like consultants and
Got it.
freelance people anyway. Like, we built teams specifically for specific clients. So if someone had like a film project, we'd work with the best filmers and editors and blah blah blah. And we didn't have anyone on payroll because we would just run most of the projects ourselves. And the reason why our clients came to us was because of us anyway.
Yeah.
They wanted us to run the show. So
lean and mean.
Yeah.
Lean and
I
mean,
went
and
the
also,
total opposite way.
I don't
I
don't envy you. I did not like managing people.
Yeah.
I
I love the people part, and like
Yeah.
it is a great part, but I agree with you. There is definitely something like, just kind of freeing about just being, you're only taking care of yourself. Now I have Kevin and all these other people that I have to
Kevin,
worry
he takes
about.
care of himself.
That's
Yeah.
right. Kevin
Yeah.
mostly takes care of
I
himself.
mean, I kind of manage myself.
That's true. He does manage themselves, and they mostly manage themselves.
Right.
I just send them on their way and just give them projects and tell them and give them a place to hang out at.
Nice.
That's really the key. And I mean, this is interesting because to me, it's like there is that entrepreneurial spirit that I think lives inside most designers. I'm married to a wife. I'm married to a woman that was a designer, was a creative, was an art director, and decided I could do this, and had an idea that she wanted to build and put out into the world. And I think there are more and more creatives turned entrepreneurs than ever before, and they make really good business owners because they're typically very smart and they have a good vision for brand, and they have a sense of sort of people, and then they get to figure out the business side as they go along. And so I guess we should start with the brand first. Sea Monsters, John, sounds like you get the credit for coming up with the name. Who did the design?
So we did the design, as well as so our friend Kevin Lyons is actually part of the company as well.
Amazing.
And Kevin and I know each other through Chinatown Soccer Club. Plug. Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
And
they're all listening.
Yeah, we've been playing soccer together for years and years. And when we started and we came up with the name, I called up Kevin and I said, "Hey, we're starting this thing. Do you want to be a part of it?" And he was down from day one. He was like, "Let me hook it up." So,
amazing. I met Kevin Lyons on a few occasions. Quick little side story here. After I left Coke, I started working at this company called the Robot Company. I don't know if you're familiar with them. It's like Maverick Carter, LeBron James, and Paul Rivera are sort of the three founders. And it's a marketing strategy kind of events company. And they had this sick office in Tribeca. And so sort of as I was starting up Center, because I was leaving a sort of corporate job and I didn't have any friends or family in any way, I was just kind of by myself. I got this opportunity through this agency. And so I'd go to their office quite a bit just because it was nice to be around other people. And for like a month that I was working there, Kevin Lyons was working on a mural.
Oh, wow.
A giant one. Literally, I was like sitting here and he was working on this mural, basically too close. I was too close to the mural.
Right.
And like, if anything fell, it probably would have landed on me. But really great guy. Very cool. He gave me a ruler that says Slick Rick on it.
Oh,
and
nice.
it's
we still have that.
Yeah, we still have that ruler. Kevin's like, yeah, I've seen that ruler. And when I saw the packaging, I was like, that's Kevin Lyons.
Yeah.
He's just got that distinct style. And so he's a partner, or he's part
he
of
has equity in the business.
Amazing.
And we traded him equity for his involvement. And we actually just had a meeting with him yesterday about future iterations of characters and stuff. So we have an ongoing meeting with him about how to develop the characters. So he's pretty active in the business. But the rest of the stuff, I mean, both Jiae and I come from design, and we're not shy about how things look and giving our opinions. So
But I have to say, we're very good about bringing other people in when we're stuck.
Sure.
So when we were stuck with the packaging initially, because, again, doing something for yourself is really hard.
The hardest thing in the world.
So hard. It took us a year and a half to get to this version of the packaging. We had 10 of our design friends take a stab at it.
Oh, man.
And thank God they didn't get upset with us because we kept changing. We would take their design and kind of sit with it. We're like, okay, thanks. But not feeling it yet. I don't know what it is. So I know the most annoying client. We'll know it when we see it. is the approach we took.
You think that you would have the experience of being the agency that you wouldn't be the most annoying client?
No, we were
matter.
so
that doesn't matter. Yeah. Kevin knows from experience. Anytime we do anything that has center on it, if we do our own merchandise, or do gifts for holidays, and I'll see 10 million designs, and it's never enough. Yeah. But
takes a while.
It wasn't a tight brief
for yourself.
There was no brief.
Okay.
Sounds just like what Alex did. Sounds like Alex.
It's more I have a cool idea.
Yeah. I'm looking for something that I'll know it when I see it.
And I know you guys are talented. So here, can you take a stab at it?
Yeah, and if someone said that to you, it'd be so.
I'd be I'm not doing that, dude. No.
Okay.
But everyone was so nice about it. And I think ultimately, it was a combination of us, some close friends who were designers who were really, really nice about just playing design ping pong with us. But ultimately, we just stripped everything down to the logo and the illustration and the functional information we needed. We need flavor call out. We need to do product call out. We need to do the illustration. We need the logo, and we need some certifications. That's it. So let's just keep it real simple.
Sea Monsters is a great name. Also,
it really is.
It is.
Kevin does a lot of naming around here. It's one of his other jobs that he does.
Yeah,
outside of producer, copywriter, co-host, editor, etc. Naming, we have learned because we do full service branding, and a lot of people come to us and they're like, "We don't have a name. We need a name." We're like, "Oh God,
very tough,
very very tough," because everything is taken. Sea Monsters, that wasn't taken.
Is that the first one?
So there's we can tell you a little bit about that offline because there's an intricacy to that story that
it's an interesting one, but we're not.
We're not.
Pixar isn't
something like that. Yeah, you laugh now,
let's just say we were very lucky that we got the trademark in the end.
And
That's
we have
awesome.
some very good friends that are helping us out. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah. We don't have any of those friends. We suffer. I've also never tried. I've never tried Sea Monsters before.
Oh,
actually.
Okay, please.
I thought that I had, and now I'm looking. I thought I had tried these ones, but I you know what? This is a first. So I'm going to do a live taste test, and I'm very excited about this. And I've been waiting here to give you this review. Let's see how it goes. I'm trying the Sea Monsters sour cream and onion seaweed puffs, not to be confused with seafood puffs.
Have you tried them, Kevin?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Pass this down here.
People love when we chew into a microphone.
Oh, no. I want full on ASMR.
ASMR.
There you go. I suck at acronyms. This business is littered with acronyms.
Yeah.
CPG.
Oh my God. So awful.
OMG.
CMs, AMs, BMs.
They're fantastic.
That sounds like a parent one.
They're fantastic.
BMs?
Yeah.
Brand managers.
Oh, I thought you were talking about bowel movements.
I didn't even get that. See, I'm so deep in CPG, I wouldn't even get. And I have kids.
So characters. In terms of the other designs, do they all have characters, or how influenced by Pokemon are these characters? So they feel adjacent, obviously, not the same, but it feels like maybe there was influence.
There might have been a little bit of influence, but I think the idea is to have a group of really interesting characters that represent the brand, and each of the characters have very disparate. I would maybe not disparate, but very distinct personalities, and they're all super interesting, really different. And I have to say, a little bit fallible, and
they're not perfect creatures.
Not perfect. And I think that was really important to us when we were creating the characters, because like all of us, those characters shouldn't be perfect. We didn't want saccharine, sweet, perfect little characters. Stan Chin, that's the embodiment of our 15-year-old kid who's, he's 15 and he's a grouch. He can be a pain in the ass sometimes. And sorry, Sinjin, don't listen to this.
No, I think it's not anything he hasn't heard from us.
Right. And then Pep, the little starfish character, he's the embodiment of FOMO. We just tried the
spicy Korean barbecue.
That is a hit with the
wow, that is sweet and delicious.
The adults. It's
Wow.
really spicy for the younger set.
Mm.
So John says, John and I say that like the sour cream and onion, the cheese pizza is PG-13, and the sweet chili and the spicy Korean barbecue is like, the adult, the 17 and over.
That checks out.
We're finding that with certain retailers like Dash Mart, they have stores, they stock us in stores that are next to maybe colleges or urban centers. We're really hitting a home run with the spicy Korean barbecue because I have a feeling, I don't know the demographic data yet, but I think it's 17 and older, like college kids.
Yeah.
Who are probably drinking beer and like eating sea monsters. So, we like it as like a snack at night when we want to relax, like with a beverage. But we also want to make sure like we have enough flavors for the younger set because it's pretty appealing to kids.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't think Kevin Lyon's characters are kids only. I think like a certain kind of like urban designer kid, teenager, millennial, adult maybe even appreciates like the sort of urbanness of it's like it's like urban art.
Yeah.
And we talk about mascots a lot because it's kind of a sort of I won't say sort of old school, but it's it's sort of a more traditional kind of approach. I think at times kind of thinking about like Tony the Tiger and like the Peanut Man and Pillsbury Doughboy, all those kind of characters that I grew up with. And it's like it brings some playfulness and I think a fun to brands that I don't know, like Kettle Chips or these other brands that's I don't know what their story is. They make good products and I enjoy them, and if I'm gonna get a turkey sandwich, they're great. But I do this particular product right here is incredible. This one, and I think for those people that do have that kind of nostalgia towards products or characters and things like that, it's a fun little layer, and I think it gives more story. And I think that's kind of what I love about the website and kind of unpacking all those characters and sort of kind of hearing more of their backstories and what they're what they're inspired by.
Yeah. So, are there any other characters that are inspired by people in your life?
The seaweed hippie. I don't know if you see.
He's in the group
tall,
shot,
kind of shady guy in the back. That's kind of like me sometimes. Like if I'm like if I don't want to speak, like
hide behind his hair,
hide behind my hair. We worked on a couple other characters that aren't on the packaging as well, but we feel are also part of the family. I think it's all about the narrative, right? Like, how is this sort of disparate group of characters, like, living in this wonderful sort of organic family of just fun. They're like a little gang. Right?
Yeah, you guys should do like a sort of a content series of characters of illustrations with stories.
Trust me, we've gone there, but we're like, okay, puffs first.
Let's focus on the products. And so how has it been, kind of like running a CPG company, dealing with like, now you got to deal with like retail partners and distribution and, sort of.
We could do this one for a whole day.
Oh my God. I will tell you, like John and I, so we went on vacation. We took a long one because we need to see his family in New Zealand. We haven't seen them since post-COVID.
Hi, Mom.
So we've been like, we were away for a good 18 days, like in the middle of launching our brand. No time is a good time. So we're like, we're going to do it. We're going to work on the road. Pre-leaving, I was having so much fun. I was like, oh, this is a whole new industry. Like I'm learning all this lingo.
Yeah, we were in a groove, right?
Yeah, we were in such a groove. And then we came back, and after losing 18 days, although we technically worked, I was like, oh my God, it's chaos.
So stressful.
It's so stressful. But I have to say, like, if I had known, and John and I were talking about this on the way here, if I had known the sort of pressure points that our clients had on the business side of things, on the sales side of things, as a creative agency helping them out, I would have approached the design work differently.
Super fascinating.
And I wish, and I don't know that they can, because as John noted, like once a company gets big enough, everybody's siloed, right? Marketing is siloed from sales is siloed from
spicy,
operation.
Right?
Yeah, no, it's got a little heat. It's got a little kick. That's the way I like it.
Yeah.
So if you had a little bit more visibility into the different divisions, I think you would really fully appreciate what you need to deliver as a creative agency instead of what you think you need to deliver.
So as someone who is married to an entrepreneur who, sort of runs a product company,
it's true.
I always say I go home and I hear about COGS and supply chain and distribution and retail and sort of, Facebook ads and all that kind of world. And it does give me a little bit more perspective to the fact that like we get to do the fun part around here.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it's funny, like there's like they always say that like all rappers want to be athletes and all athletes want to be rappers.
Right.
I think it's a similar thing. It's like all designers want to be like business owners, and all business owners are like, I want to be you guys. Like
Right.
I just want to be the design guys. So I think it's it's grass is always greener, but I do think there's fun things about both sides. Do you guys miss the creative making of design work or clients, or not at all?
I miss the good clients.
Mm-hmm.
The good clients were fun when we had a tight brief, a client that trusted us.
Mm-hmm. We only have good clients here.
Oh, you're lucky.
At Center,
You're
Center
lucky.
Studio.
At Center Design Studio LLC, we only have good clients.
best.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, that's to all the cameras and to all the clients.
And I will backtrack by saying at Emmett, we had mostly good clients.
You want to put
And
any of the bad ones on blast?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about
the
the
bad ones we fired. We were very
nice.
clear because
Wow.
it was so expensive, the amount of hand holding we had to do.
Wow.
Because it was mainly the two of us, I was like, this is actually costing me money in the long run.
How do you do that? I've never done that before.
Oof.
Yeah. I'm
You
scared
give
of
money-
all of our clients.
I give money back.
Give
I'm very
money
fair.
back.
I'm very
Ooh,
fair. I'm
wow.
like, here's your prorated money back.
Yeah.
Very fair. Like I only kept what I thought we used.
That's going to be a problem for me. I never give money back. Not a dime back.
It was only a few cases.
Only a few.
Yes,
bad
yeah,
apples.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, honestly, it's inspiring, and so congrats. Obviously, you have an amazing product, and I always say I have a newfound respect for people, not just because of my wife, but also because of Center. Like people who launch anything and put anything out into the world, and like go from an idea in a notebook to, hey, we're gonna have a finished product that you can hold in your hands and get in the store. It's like people really underestimate how hard that is. Also, how much time it takes. Sometimes we'll get an entrepreneur, they'll come to the studio and be like, yeah, we got this idea for a new drink. We're thinking about launching it in the summer. And they'll be like, January. We'll be like, you're not launching that shit in the summer. Like, you have no idea. Like,
But then you kind of have to say, of course. Yeah. Center Design can help you.
We are the perfect partner for you because we have the experience and the knowledge that you're looking for.
Right.
But
Yeah. Also, kudos to you guys for launching something that tastes really good. So
there's a lot of
Appreciate it.
new products. Kevin and I try a lot of new stuff.
yeah, we're on the
And-
cutting edge of products.
That's right. Yeah. We
Do
try
you
them
get a
all.
lot of like, do you want to be equity
Some-
partners?
I mean, I don't.
I'm
We
not
can't
here
afford
I'm
you.
not here to disclose my equity partnerships, but I just want to say shout out to United Sodas of America, the best tasting soda on the planet. What other brands I have equity in? I guess my last question. I want to get into some topics because we have some stuff that I think is fun to talk about this week. And that's our show. We kind of talk about what's going on. I want to talk. Actually, I have two more questions.
Okay.
One, what's it like significant other sort of being in sort of now it seems like multi-decade partnerships? How do you guys go home and then like turn off the work? Because to me, that would be the hardest part. My wife and I both run businesses and they're separate. And I think for us, as much as we both wind up talking to each other about the businesses, there's a little bit of a like, that's your thing, that's my thing, and we kind of can separate a little bit. I feel as though if we were running the same business or partners, I don't know where we would ever not talk about work. How do you guys manage that?
I don't know.
Do you want
wanna take this one?
to? Well, John always has like a rosier picture than
I know.
reality.
I'm always like,
So he'll be like,
glass
it's
half full.
great. Like, we're just really like, we're good about like,
It's-
communicating. And my take, okay, I'll go first.
It's hard.
It's okay, good. You cover. There was another podcast we did when he gave this rosy picture. I don't know if it was because we had like a particularly good week. And I was like, are you fucking kidding? Kidding me?
Yeah.
I was like, that is not our reality.
Yeah, come here and be honest.
Right.
I would say like we're really good at like, or at least I am good about like throwing out what bothers me in real time, but I get over it in 2 seconds. Like I'll be like, oh no, I didn't like that, and here's why. And John, I think tends to like be more forgiving of all the bumps, whereas I don't, but I get over it. But John, I think the bumps accumulate, so then it comes a little heavier.
It smolders.
Yeah, it smolders.
Yeah.
So my
just
job is
stuff
to
it down
actually
inside.
no,
Yeah.
and my job is to like bring it up so it doesn't like blow up, because he's not as emotional or as effusive as I am. But when he like loses it, it's a little scary because it's so rare. So
can't relate. John.
Good game.
outfit.
Maybe it's a guy versus. No, I'm not going to generalize like boys versus girls. But
you seen the Barbie movie?
No, but I want to
Wow.
because Greta Gerwig directed. I wouldn't do it any other way.
It's fantastic. Kevin
It's
and I
good?
both seen it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
nice.
Okay.
It's
good.
it's very good. Check it out.
Okay.
A lot about the dynamic of men and women
But like,
in
I
a fun
guess
way.
I didn't like their tagline.
What was
Like,
the tagline?
I think the tagline was, "She does everything. Ken is just Ken." And it
She's
was like-
Barbie and he's just Ken.
Or she does everything. It implied that she was like this well-rounded person, but he was just a dude,
Mm.
like a guy. And I was like,
That's
I have
kinda
two
what-
boys,
that's-
and I was like, let's not do that. I want them to aspire to be more than Ken.
Well, luckily Ryan Gosling is here to save the day.
He does? Okay, he rises to the occasion.
Yeah, he represents all men beautifully in this film. Last question, I guess. Noah. So you're wearing a Noah collab shirt. I'm a big fan of Noah, the brand. How did that happen? Talk to us about that, because that is something when I was doing my research, I was like, oh man, Noah does collabs here and there, but with a CPG brand and the snack space, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, our kids were hanging out together one day, and we'd met Brandon a couple of times, and then we just so happened to be in the same space, and we were chatting, and but we all surfed as well, and we have common interests, and so he was like, "Oh, what is this thing that you're working on?" So we sent him some stuff, and he was like, "Yo, this is great," and then it just happened organically. It wasn't like we were pitching him or. He just came to us and he was like, "Hey, let's do a collab." Originally, he wanted to do it for J. Crew, but then apparently it was like super hard moving this, this huge J. Crew boat. So he was like, "You know what? Let's just do it with Noah."
And that's his new job, right? At J. Crew. So
Yeah.
I like the Noah collab because I think Noah to me still feels emerging, even though it's probably been around for longer than I think it has. But it's to me, it's like feels like. We were talking about it internally also, Kevin and I, just about how the brand has some sort of streetwear-ish kind of feelings at times, and on the Instagram it kind of feels like you guys celebrate the things that you guys are into, and so it makes sense and feels like maybe Noah's skate and surf brand, it makes more sense than J. Crew, which is
absolutely,
I don't know, clothes for white guys, I was gonna say.
Well, I think it was
very cool clothes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, J. Crew Kids, I think was the idea.
Oh,
But,
we wanted to do a kids collab.
We did a beach cleanup at the time, and he was like, "Yeah, let's do beach cleanups around the country and stuff." So who knows? It might happen in the future, but we're working on some other things in the background, so hopefully that'll pop up as well.
Amazing.
Cool. Can you tell us a little bit about being a New York surfer? Like, how does that work? Where do you go?
It's hard.
Yeah.
Like January, February, March are probably the toughest part of the year.
Are you guys out there?
Yeah.
And John hates the cold.
I hate the cold.
love
I
the
really
cold.
hate the cold.
Love the plunge cold waters, but
March is usually the month when I'm like, why the fuck am I doing this? Seriously.
yeah, and he's like, we're moving to Costa Rica.
Yeah.
We're moving to California. I was like, we're not doing either of those things. We're beholden to New York because our kids love it here and they can't
Really?
imagine living anywhere else in the world.
Amazing. And they go to school here in New York City?
They do, and they have all this independence because in New York City you could take subways.
Mhm.
You don't have to wait for parents to like drive you to your like parties
That's
and
pretty
hangs.
sick. You're raising really cool New York kids, aren't you?
Well, I think they're going to be those
They
kids.
think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
know
they're a
about
little too cool. I think
Yeah.
they need a little like
Okay. Yeah.
like a
No.
reality
Yeah.
check.
This
So-
comes up on the show a lot. I'm from Long Island, so
Oh.
South Shore, Oceanside.
So you
Yeah.
got a different New York City.
So I'm
What's up,
a New
Fire
Yorker,
Island?
but I'm not like a real cool hip New York City kid.
you're not downtown
Yeah.
New York
No,
City.
that's
then.
right. There's levels of it, and you're raising level 1A New Yorkers. They grow
Yeah.
up on the subways, and they just live cool lives and go see concerts and wear leather jackets at 13, right? That's
They
what
do. They have
Okay.
expensive taste.
Yeah.
Too. And they're
Right.
kind of like.
Ugh.
I have to say though, there's something about like New York now. I actually think they're kind of soft New York City kids. It's not like
call them
90s
out.
New
Call
York.
them out.
Yeah.
They're a little
Yeah.
soft. I'm an
Soft.
immigrant.
Okay.
So is he. So we're not soft at all.
Yeah.
Like, we got battered pretty bad growing up.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
like when I look at them, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe we need to send you to like Middle America so like you learn. I don't know. Maybe you get your like
Yeah.
your hardness there because you're not getting in New York. New York is way too
Yeah.
gentrified.
That's crazy. Yeah, we need to send them back to early 90s New York.
I know,
That's what we
right?
need to do.
Right.
Where does that exist? I don't know.
Detroit.
Yeah, Detroit. Let's send them to Detroit. Yeah,
Detroit's
they're on
nice,
TikTok
man.
and like
Yeah.
they're doing dances outside of brunch places. You're like, this
No,
is come
no,
on. I thought,
No, that's not it.
Go smoke cigarettes and listen
Yeah,
to
like-
punk music.
Like, go do
Right,
something
exactly.
a little scary and a
Yeah.
little dodgy.
Yeah.
Now we have like really like open conversations with our 50, which I love, but I'm like, wait, this is like wrong. I shouldn't be talking to him about how it's okay to try weed as long as the source is, the source, make sure it doesn't have fentanyl. I was like,
Yeah.
this is, like,
And I'm constantly having to turn down my music because I'm like, when I'm by myself, I'm listening to punk rock. And
Yeah.
and they don't like it.
And they don't like
Yeah,
it.
they turn it down.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah. What do they
Wow.
listen to?
They listen to hip hop.
Yeah.
Well, the older one.
Well, he
Yeah.
listens to like Brazilian funk too.
Yeah, that's a new
It's
thing now.
interesting.
These are
Cool.
the coolest kids I've ever heard.
And then what does he
Yeah.
listen to when he like works out? He has like
like Baia Funky or whatever, the Brazilian funk.
yeah.
stuff.
I was like,
I was like,
where did you learn this? And of course, what do you think? TikTok.
Yeah, these kids sound way cooler than us, Kevin. I'm gonna be honest.
Maybe
here.
you should have them
I was
on.
gonna say, can
Yeah.
they come on the Quick Book
Sure.
next week?
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys. It's super exciting to hear all about that, and congrats, and yeah, wish you guys all the best. Honestly, the product is outstanding, and so if you like puffs or just honestly any snack, any new flavors coming out, or is that
You
something
gonna
you're
round out
working
the
on?
round
Yeah.
out the characters?
You got more characters.
We
than
got more
flavors.
characters.
Yeah.
We are working on some new flavors. I think we might do some like quick hit ones. Like there's a super spicy one that I don't know. We might be in trouble if we release, but
Mhm.
fuck it, we might try it.
There's
but
like a million flavors we want to do, but our sales team and ops team, they're like, okay, guys,
just focus.
we just
right.
launched.
Yeah.
But I think it would be interesting to do a collab with
Yeah.
maybe, I
With
don't know.
Center, maybe.
Oh, we're ready. We're ready. I think if I've learned anything from this podcast, the weirder the flavors are, the more people will talk about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So
I think so. Doesn't drive maybe sales velocity, but
no.
it's good marketing
it's great.
tactic.
It's
Oh,
Nathan
yeah.
Fielder. That's the Nathan Fielder approach. You
Yeah.
know, just make it weird and make it bizarre, and then people talk about it. They probably will never try it, but they'll
right,
Yeah.
right.
they'll be intrigued by it. But actually, that's a good segue. We have a first topic, which is mustard Skittles. I think French's has been very active in the collab space. Mustard sea monsters.
Yeah,
Well, I
it's
mean,
not
it wouldn't be
bad.
too
Yeah.
far from that.
I've also been desensitized to like weird flavor. Like when they did mustard ice cream, I
Yeah.
was like, whoa, this is crazy. And then they did like mustard Oreos, and I was like, oh, this is weird. But now I'm like, oh, mustard Skittles. Sure. fine.
Have you tried them?
Never tried a single one of those.
Yeah, because I really want to see what that feels like or tastes like as a flavor. Because
Yeah.
What, the Skittles?
yeah, all of it. Like,
Yeah.
what is a mustard?
Is it just the
Oreo.
color, or does it have the flavor?
Allegedly, it's the flavor.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I was very interested in trying the mustard ice cream.
Oh, we did try the mustard ice cream.
Now,
Kevin?
we tried the Grey Poupon.
Great-
It's
so that's
all
Grey
coming together.
Poupon. They're
Grey
all.
Poupon
Yeah,
also
it's a
did
mustard.
Yeah, they did it with Van Leeuwen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
did it taste good?
It was
It was
good.
pretty good.
It
Yeah.
was good. I don't think any of them are better than chocolate or vanilla.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
you just like, to your point, like it's gonna be weird. It's gonna get people talking, but it's like I don't know if anyone's come back to the store to buy those products.
I think it's a limited edition play.
Mhm.
I
For sure.
I think French's, is it French's mustard? I
It
can't
is
even
French's
remember. It is
mustard.
French's
Yeah.
mustard.
Mhm.
They get like this amazing opportunity to take their yellow branding and carry it across like other very sort of pop art looking brands.
Mhm.
So I think they get like this incredible like visual asset they wouldn't get. Like how many times can you do mustard as a marketing like
Yeah.
visual collateral piece, right? But you get it with Skittles. And I looked at all the photos that they took and I'm like, oh, that's a handsome like promo feed. If I could see it in social media, I can see it in write-ups.
Mhm.
But again, and then for Skittles, I guess that I'm assuming they're getting something out of the deal too, because they already have a good looking,
Yeah.
bright poppy.
I guess
Packaging?
it's the surprise and delight factor.
Maybe.
I mean, definitely gets people talking about. We're talking
Yeah,
about it right
absolutely.
now.
That's literally what we say
That's
every
true.
week. It's
Right.
like, yeah, it gets people talking. We're talking about it right
Right.
now, and that's it.
Look at us.
Sriracha.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Sriracha and Skittles next.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That
I
would
want
be great.
what happened to Sriracha?
Oh, it's funny. We haven't talked about this on the show at all, but Sriracha is no longer available. There's a
yeah.
shortage, and
Yeah.
it is. I've been looking for it in stores.
It's killing us
It's-
right now.
Yeah. What do we do?
I've bought Sriracha flavored hot sauces from other brands and they're
Okay.
terrible. They're too
Yeah.
vinegary.
Oh.
I think there's a shortage and John and I actually looked into this because we were so distraught by the
Mhm.
lack of Sriracha.
Yeah.
I think there's shortage in peppers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin, what do you know about the?
I just heard about the shortage of peppers and
Mhm.
the
People buying sriracha on eBay, man.
Yeah,
Really?
For like
$80 a bottle.
Deep.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm looking at one right now on Amazon, $25, which is
It's sold by Sriracha.
it's sold by the brand, so maybe they're just the supply and demand.
Maybe.
Oh my God.
Yeah, $26 for a
Dang.
bottle of sriracha. I can get it here by next Friday.
Nice.
Honestly, I think that
I don't know.
this is gonna sound
I
crazy.
think I think
might
they
do it. I might have
Yeah.
to. It's getting crazy. That's honestly like 'cause
Right.
someone brought it up. I was like, that's so funny. I actually haven't had sriracha in my house for a while, and I
Right.
typically always have a bottle.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, yeah, maybe I haven't seen it in stores. Now I'm like actively looking for it when I go places. It's
Yeah.
nowhere to be found.
They had been. I had heard something about it. I don't know, maybe at the end of last year about the chili shortage, and I should have anticipated. I should have,
Been hoarding.
I
Who
should
knew?
have started
Like,
hoarding
who
sriracha.
knew?
Yeah,
But how come other hot sauce brands can do it, but Sriracha can't? I don't understand
I don't know.
that.
Must
They're
be
like
the
a huge business.
must be the specific
Yeah.
chili, right?
Mm.
Or this is a big opportunity for Mark Zuckerberg to come swoop in and
I
I'm
know,
going to
right?
make my own sriracha. Or a good opportunity for us, Kevin, to get in here. Yeah, they're selling them on eBay. Look,
Yeah.
I'm looking.
It's crazy.
It's so
Expiration 2025.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
It's
man,
such a unique sauce though, because like I don't know, even the stuff you get at like Trader Joe's, it's like not the
It's
same.
Nothing. They
Yeah.
haven't cracked the formulation. No
Yeah.
one has. And I've tried 2 different brands.
Yeah.
And I can't find
It's-
Sriracha.
it's the
But
rooster.
that's amazing,
The rooster, Hoi
right?
Fong. Like that's the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a 12 pack for $300
No
on
way.
eBay. I'm gonna
Why
put
not?
a bid in.
Yeah.
Well, that's not bad. That's like, well, no, that's over almost like $20-something a.
This is dark times.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm half expecting like the guys from Hoi Fong to be working with like some marketing
Yeah.
head who
They're
used
like,
to work at
hold the
Jordan
limited edition.
or something,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they're like the guys from Mischief to be
I
Yeah.
was gonna say StockX.
Right.
Yeah,
just hold on to
Yeah,
it. Don't-
choking the supply
Right,
chain
exactly.
a little bit.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
Stock Mischief bought all the sriracha in America, and they're just
Right.
gonna start raffling it off.
complete
Oh my
new
God.
rebrand in
Yeah.
like 6 months.
Dude, this is a great idea.
Yeah.
We should reach out to Mischief.
Yeah.
we worked with them on a couple projects. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
I haven't. This is the best idea I've heard in a while.
I played soccer with a guy from Mischief. I
Yeah.
had no idea who he was.
They're everywhere, and
Yeah.
they're doing amazing stuff. And we talk about them almost. It seems like every week because
Yeah,
they're
They're
That's
doing
awesome.
something almost every week.
Yeah.
Yeah, this week it was the Crocs, the Paris
Oh, yeah.
Hilton big red boot, yellow boot Crocs with. I just don't. I mean, it's just amazing what they've been able to
Good for
put
them.
out. And
That's awesome.
I think it just shows how much like National Mustard Day collaborations. It's like the bar is.
It comes
kinda
around every
low.
year.
Yeah,
It's-
Who set that day?
I
Like,
don't know.
I mean, I guess there's a national
Frenches.
day for
God himself.
everyone.
marketing person.
I want a national seaweed day.
There,
Or
It's
a
gonna
sea
happen.
monsters
I-
day.
It's gonna happen.
you could just make it up.
I wouldn't be
That's how it
surprised if
goes.
there's already a National Seaweed Day.
We'll have to look it up.
Yeah,
have
we'll
our
have to look
PR
it up.
people look
June
it up.
4th.
June
is
4th.
Is
the
it?
National
Yeah.
Seaweed Day. On
you
that day,
missed it.
supporters from the private sector, research institutions, UN agencies, and civil society
You're
commemorate the
for
launch
real.
of the Seaweed Manifesto, a collaborative work that has been supported by the
Oh.
Sustainable Ocean Business Action Platform of the
I was
United
just
Nations
kidding,
Global
but it's
Impact.
true.
There's a
June
day.
4th.
There's literally a day for everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
June 4th.
There
Wait,
it is.
when is Ocean Month? Ocean Day? It's like May or
May.
April?
It's in May.
It's in May. Okay, so it's kind of
Yeah.
all right. There's some
Well,
marketing wheels.
June
turning.
8th. That's only 4 days after Seaweed Day. So
Wow,
Yeah.
busy month.
busy month for you guys.
And June 10th is my birthday. So
Wow.
It's all coming together.
All come
Promo
together.
calendars
Yeah, I know.
lining up.
Where should we send that invoice?
I
For
don't
this,
know. man.
marketing
Yeah.
brainstorm. Well, that's. I mean, you could just make it up if you didn't want it. You could just make a Sea Monsters Day.
We
That's how
could.
it goes. But there is a real Seaweed Day. Look at that. One of the things that I want to talk about, which is another crazy story that how familiar or how big a fans of Subway are you guys on a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
I'd say 2 because I think
Mm.
it's because we're in New York City and we have better options.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
that's
maybe
what I've been
1
saying.
even.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, this is where you're wrong. Subway, there's a time and a place for Subway. It's not going
Okay.
to replace like, Regina's Grocery or DeFonte's or whatever, like the really good,
Yeah.
Anthony and Son panini shop. But Subway is like, it's like Papa John's.
But
or
when
like
do you
Domino's.
go outside of New York or within New York City?
I think it's outside of New York.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
when
it's
you're
when you're
traveling.
traveling.
Yeah.
Is really when you eat Subway.
When you have no other option.
Yeah.
That's right. And
Or
so
the other options like McDonald's.
Subway's had a bad run over the last decade, I think.
When was that because of their mascot?
Their mascot, he did some troubling things. I don't
Yeah.
know if you've watched a documentary about it, but
I've heard.
I don't recommend it because I don't
Because you'll never go into Subways again.
No, just because it's dark and not like
yeah.
I love a dark documentary. I like a
Do you know the premise?
I
murder
do.
doc.
I do.
Yeah. It's it's not that it makes you not want to eat Subway as much as you never want to eat again. It's just like it's just a really tough. I don't want to think about it, but Subway since then has had a hard time, and it's one of our favorite brands on the show. Mostly because because
just because of the dunks,
the chaos,
Right. Okay.
and the chaos and the trouble. They had some issue where actually their tuna wasn't tuna.
Shocking.
Shocking.
What was it?
Yeah.
A bunch of other meat.
Bunch of stuff.
A
Not
bunch of
tuna,
stuff.
yeah.
It was
Okay.
like cattle.
Untuna.
Yeah. Cattle.
Are you kidding? They had beef and seafood?
That's
No,
right.
it was cattle.
Wait, their tuna wasn't even seafood. It wasn't a different kind of fish.
I think there was some seafood. It was
Yeah.
it was a nice mix of a bunch of
Nice.
stuff.
Okay.
But it had meat in it, Kevin.
Okay.
Wasn't that
Yeah, it
part?
was cattle. It was
Yeah.
cattle.
Oh, ouch.
Because I remember
No, I
how
did
weird
not
it is
hear about
to
that.
classify meat as cattle.
Yeah.
Because what does that
But
even
what
mean?
person at Subways decided that was gonna be okay?
I think the operations person is like,
Probably,
I gotta
yeah.
get this thing under like 9 cents.
Yeah,
per
shave those
serving.
margins.
the margins.
And you're
I
like,
know,
what
but
else
come
can I put
on,
in
you
there?
got to submit that to your co-packer, and they usually vet like if you say seafood, it has to show mostly seafood. Maybe
Yeah.
not.
So that was what the problem was that someone went around and actually got Subway tuna sandwiches from dozens of locations and brought them to a lab to
Like a
test.
UCLA lab. too.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
wow.
a real,
Like, it wasn't
like,
no scrub
okay.
lab.
a legit laboratory where real science was.
Wait a minute, who was this competitor?
No,
I think they chose to remain anonymous.
yeah, an anonymous Subway enthusiast, and they found that I believe 6 in 10 were not actually tuna, which is actually
Whoa.
interesting to me
Oh,
because you would think they would all be the
Yeah,
same.
right, because it's a franchise.
Yeah, but that's not true. It was there was variation.
Oh man.
And which I famously joked that it was like a sweepstakes, to see which what type of fish.
Wow,
you-
excellent
not-
transition.
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. And it was not tuna, and they claimed it was like bluefin and yellowfin tuna. That was the mixture, but the samples said otherwise. And yeah, there was a combination of other things, including cattle.
Ooh.
And a bunch of weird.
Yeah. And
things that
speaking
look-
of Subway sweepstakes, Alex.
yeah, what do you got? Oh, so they're back. That sweepstakes wasn't. Thank you for this transition, Kevin. They have they've had a hard time since the tuna thing, since the Jared thing, since they tried rebranding. I don't think that was the
yeah.
problem. They continue to have commercials with all these kind of athletes.
Eat fresh,
and they
refresh.
eat fresh, and they've tried to change their products and things like that. So this is their latest stunt, which I think is actually maybe the most confusing of all of them, which is they have a sweepstakes where they're looking for one true sandwich fan to change their first name for real to Subway. And so if that person does that, they will be rewarded with a lifetime of free Subway food and sandwiches. And it has to be a legal name change. And that is a real Subway sweepstakes that's going on at subwaynamechange.com between August 1st and August 4th. You need to submit an application.
Wow.
Yeah, so you submit and then they choose the winner and then the winner changes their name.
Oh.
Yeah,
I thought you had
this
to
is what I
change
was
your
trying- no,
name. Okay.
Now,
So wait, so they're looking for people that will legally change
Yeah.
their name to Subway, and then they're just going to choose one at random?
yeah, they're going to choose one. And
But
then-
wait a minute, do they ask for like a passion essay, or how do you?
I
how do
don't
you
think that-
convince them
I don't
that you're
think-
the right person.
That's a
I-
great question.
I didn't find the application. I don't think it's live yet.
Huh.
But presumably, I think they'd probably ask you how big of a Subway fan you are.
That's right.
There's some questions vetting.
Yeah,
the
they
person.
vet some people probably, and they're gonna, choose somebody. And I wonder what lifetime supply of sandwiches means too, because I could see them being real stingy.
like
Right.
one a month.
I
Like
maybe
some
like
Yeah. What's
One
the
per
healthy
location?
limit for Subway sandwiches a week?
well, I don't know. Some dude lost like 300 pounds.
That's
Okay.
Jared.
Back in the
That's
early
Jared.
2000s.
What do you mean, some dude? His name is Jared.
I didn't want to
Put
name
some
him.
respect on Jared's name.
Oh my god.
I mean, he's in jail, right?
Yeah,
He's
he is
definitely in jail.
Like, for how
And
long? The rest of his life?
Should be forever.
It should
I
be
don't
forever.
know, but I don't know.
Doesn't the documentary say maybe not forever?
Yeah, no, I think it's like multiple lifetimes.
Oh, well, that's great.
I think he's
Okay.
in jail. I'm on the website right now. It says, "How much do you love Subway's New Delhi Heroes?" Sorry, Subway. What's a New Delhi Hero?
Oh.
Enough to change your first name to Subway and get them for free for life. Your chance is almost here. So Kevin's right. It's a sweepstakes that isn't open yet, so we don't know the real rules. We do have some pictures here of two people with like name cards or nameplates that say Subway Jones and Subway Williams.
Oof.
And
Oof.
yeah, oof
Yeah,
is
oof
right.
indeed.
And I guess the one thing that's in this article that I think is funny is that you don't have to pay for the name change. They'll cover the $750 from LegalZoom.
Oh, how generous.
Documentation fees.
They should have just gotten like an NBA player to change their name to like New Delhi Hero, because I mean that would have been much better.
That's a pretty. Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah.
Damn,
Good
hey,
idea.
we had a
But
world
what
peace.
respectable basketball player would change their name to that?
Well, I mean, there was World Peace, Meta World Peace.
Yeah, I mean,
You guys should
Listen.
get somebody to change their name to Sea Monster.
I was
I
going to
know,
say
right?
that. Yeah.
But I'm waiting for someone to tattoo it on their forehead, like, you know.
That's
like,
the first sweepstakes.
yeah, like all those internet companies back in the 90s. You know, first one to get AOL tattooed on your forehead gets AOL lifetime subscription and whatnot. I don't know. Like,
I don't know. This sounds like a desperate brand trying a desperate ploy, but I don't know, because the one thing I discovered in my agency days is that I'm not your average mainstream consumer, because I'm in New York City.
Mhm.
And I feel like New York City people, maybe we just have a different like way of looking at the world, or maybe we're cynical, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
So
Yeah.
like, I'm always like,
Hard to
what's in
say.
it for
Hard to
them? Hard to say. Or maybe we're just cynical and we came to New York City because it felt like the right people. I don't know.
there was that case of I think there was an airline like Lufthansa or something, and they were trying to get people to change their name in like they were trying to go for the Swedish market, and they were like, oh, Swedish people, if you change your name to Boris and Heidi or something like that, the first person or one person to do that gets like free miles, and you get to travel around Europe with these free miles. And then they found out like dozens of people actually changed their names legally, so they actually had to shut the contest down.
Oh, so they didn't put like a, we'll choose one.
Yeah, it was just like,
Well, that's probably why Subway had to do this.
right.
Yeah, they learned.
Yeah. But
Because I'm sure a bunch of Subway freaks out there would have changed their names in a second to get all that Subway.
Subway.
Free
Guys,
lunch every
get all
day.
that Subway.
Sign me up.
I got some breaking news.
Yeah.
I Googled what a new Subway deli sandwich is.
Is it
And
good?
apparently they're going to be slicing meats
Oh,
at
no
the
way.
Subway sandwiches from, sort of
Oh,
in an effort
like
to-
deli slice.
to not
Gotcha.
just pull them out of that weird little container
Right.
Yeah,
and put them on the sandwich. They're going to do what every bodega in New York City does, which is just take the hunk of meat and then put it on a slicer.
I'm not mad about that. I like that.
Yeah.
No, that defeats the purpose of your Subway love.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's just what
would
Jersey Mike's
imagine
does.
This improves the quality, and I guess that's, if I'm going to be honest with myself,
Quality in
the
quotes.
quality of Subway is highly questionable, and I think if they are actually going to do something to actually make the product better,
Yeah.
is probably they should start with the meat.
No,
Yeah.
Alex, you got it wrong. They're
Yeah.
not making the product better. They're just
just
slicing it in
slicing
front of
it.
you. It's going to be the same product. It's just going to be sliced right in front of you. It's not.
I wonder
It's
if
gonna
it
be
is
better.
the same product though.
Oh, definitely.
You think so?
Yeah.
No, I think it's going to be tuna.
They're going to slice the tuna right.
Right,
in front of you.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, word to Subway,
Mhm.
give Alex Center Studios a call.
Yeah,
They will help.
I'll change my name right now.
Right.
We'll change the studio name to Subway.
Yeah. Subway Center.
Lifetime
listen-
retainer
yeah.
agreement.
Ooh.
Yeah. So they're basically this press release is hilarious. It says the story behind the slicer. It's like
Oh god.
it's a deli slicer. It's a meat slicer.
Mm.
It's gonna
Yeah.
they're putting them in 20,000 restaurants, The brand invested more than $80 million into these slicers.
It doesn't sound like a lot, though.
Gifting them to all the U.S. franchises.
Not for Subway.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a lot.
That I agree. They probably pay Steph Curry,
exactly,
$20 million to promote Subway.
But what do you think of these brands that try and sort of extend themselves? Because I mean, I don't see a meat slicer in the realm of Subway. Like, I can't see it in their kitchen. Like, what do you think of these brands that are trying to extend themselves beyond their own story? I mean, the name is Subway. Like, it's got to be sort of a container for what the brand can sort
like
of,
how maybe they're reaching outside their comfort zone. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, Subway is known for like maybe lean into fresh vegetables. I mean, would that be so hard? Like real vegetables in your sandwich? I don't know. Like a meat slicer.
I just think it's funny to like use slicing meat as innovation. Like the way that they're celebrating. I'm watching a video and it's just literally like
right.
It's just,
that's their.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me see the video again.
Yeah, sorry. It's just a celebration of just.
Oh, God.
It's just a meat slicer.
Wait a minute, this is their brand content. Like
this is with the press release.
It just makes sense.
Like,
the sandwich artist isn't even using their hand to slice. They're just standing there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an automated slicer.
And I think this is like we cover a lot of automation too, because like Sweetgreen just introduced a place that's fully automated, and they're using technology to make their lives easier. And Chipotle is using like AI to peel and to de-pit avocados.
Oh, okay.
And apparently that's going to save them a lot of time.
Yeah.
They're working on a lot of innovation. Subway just installed a meat slicer.
But
automated
meat automated
meat
slicer.
Is it automated?
It looks like it's
that guy
automated.
doesn't look like a robot.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, is he in the background or is
He's
he
in
no,
the foreground.
he's
He's the operator.
But he's not slicing. He's not. His hands not moving.
His hand's not here.
That's
usually isn't that what
that's what a deli slicer is. You gotta.
I think it's like liability. They got to keep the hand away.
Right.
From
Probably. I mean,
someone is
no
touching
shade,
the meat.
no shade to Subway workers, but I don't know if. I don't know. The sandwich artists at Subway that I knew were like 16-year-old kids.
Yeah.
You don't want to get them near a meat
Yeah,
slicer.
like maybe that's not right for the average Subway worker, but maybe it is. I don't know what the demographic they hire from now is.
I did walk by a Subway once, and I got to tell you, when they were baking that bread, like early in the day,
the smell is incredible.
it's not
that bread
bad.
smell is good.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's what they got to lean into.
That was another one of their controversies. That bread had yoga mat in it. That was one of the.
Well, like so does the McRib.
Okay, maybe not lean into your bread.
So
that was
someone
one of the
really likes
challenges.
to test.
The McRib had the yoga mat. The Subway bread was like not legally considered bread because of the amount of sugar it had.
That's Kevin.
And that's why it smells so good.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just
Oh
like
my God.
it's cake is what you're eating.
Well,
You guys
maybe-
really love
yeah,
Subway. You've
geez.
done a lot of research into Subway.
It's our favorite brand.
Yeah.
It's and it's mostly because of the controversy.
Right.
They can't stop themselves, and so they're back with a really weird sweepstakes. But now I think what we've uncovered is the bigger story. Meat slicers.
Yeah.
They're bringing them in, and I'm trying to do Subway's new deli slicers make a difference. I'll be researching this for the rest of the weekend.
I mean, we'll find out.
Well, you'll
honestly,
find out in like 6 months after launch.
At least
and
you'll get a
look at
show.
their-
Yeah,
That's true.
I'm going to Subway this weekend to try.
You do that.
Or
There's no
Kevin,
way it's
how about
rolled
this? No, it looks like it's happening. Kevin, for the show next week, I'm bringing us Subway sandwiches.
Great.
Last story, and I want to get your thoughts on this because this one is something that bothered me a little bit. So it's another story we've been tracking, and it's a legal battle between Taco John and Taco Bell. So Taco John is a regional taco chain. It has about what was it, 4,000 locations?
I can't remember.
Yeah, we're not.
Jeez, never
memory
seen
is not
Yeah.
really our strong suit over here,
Yeah.
but they have a decent amount of locations.
Yeah, that's
Great.
not-
And it's not nothing. Obviously,
Yeah.
Taco Bell has significantly more, but Taco John has something that Taco Bell doesn't. Taco John came up with Taco Tuesday. So this was something they invented sort of back in the day. It was like Tuesday was their slowest day, and they were looking for a way to get people into the store. They invented Taco Tuesday with some sort of promo, buy one, get one situation. Taco Tuesday obviously becomes this vernacular phrase that is they have trademarked. And so Taco Bell does not like that. And so they have been suing them, and they've been sort of in this legal battle. And about a month ago, they went public asking them to abandon it and using like LeBron James and like actual marketing like commercials to basically say like no one entity should like own Taco Tuesday. It should be free. It should be liberated. And they were
really
so they were sort of like basically using marketing dollars and using trying to persuade people through TikTok and other ways to like basically help them liberate Taco Tuesday so everyone could use it.
But everybody is using it except for Taco Bell.
But Taco Bell wants to make money on it.
Taco Bell wants to make
money.
But Taco John does like to sue people. And so
they do. They're litigious.
Yeah,
okay.
they're a little litigious. So apparently they go around suing other companies
for using
Taco Tuesday because they have it trademarked.
Right.
It's a
complex issue.
Yeah, it's complex.
So before I decided I wanted to go into creative, I actually thought I wanted to be a lawyer when I was in college. Yeah. Thank God I didn't, because I would have wasted a lot of money. So this is a fascinating topic for us, and also because we have the CPG company, and I know we're going to have to think about these things as we expand. But I would say like I like the story more before I knew, because it's context, right? Like I like the story more in favor of Taco John's before I knew they were litigious.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, that's genius. You branded a name. It became vernacular. That's great for like a challenger brand to be able to do that. I'm all for you because Taco Bell's huge. So I sort of thought of that as sort of like, a challenger brand, David and Goliath. But the fact that they're suing other brands who are probably smaller than them, like that, I don't like. I think there's a way to own something without going after someone litigiously. And also to say, hey, we've created this movement and look at how many people are following or like are really inspired by this movement. And I would take ownership of the name itself. But, instead of doing that, now they've been cornered into like this lawsuit. But I also thought like, oh, this is an opportunity for them to say, oh, you know what? We came up with this, but look at this. Like even Taco Bell wants a piece of this. Yeah. You know what? We're going to liberate it, but they waited too long. They're being cornered and they waited too long. And I think that's the problem.
Yeah. They don't want the legal fees apparently that have, that would come with what I imagine have already come with sort of fighting Taco Bell in this. And so I liked what their CEO said. He went out and said, like, we've always prided ourselves on being the home of Taco Tuesday, but paying millions of dollars to lawyers to defend our mark doesn't feel like the right thing to do. And so basically they actually donated a big amount of money.
It wasn't that big.
It wasn't that big?
It was like it was like $40,000, which is big for like me to donate, but like a big brand.
A chain with 4,000 doors.
Yeah.
I mean,
wait, what did they donate to though?
The Taco Liberation Act.
Actually, they should have started. That's genius. Okay.
Here's the thing. I agree. Like going around trying to like stop people from using your like trademark for people below you feels like maybe that's kind of fucked up, and maybe, or I don't know. Like it has become this kind of thing. But for me personally, it just feels weird that Taco Bell is like, we're trying to liberate it for the people. And it's like,
it's not.
No, you're not. Like,
it's so clear they're not.
It's so clearly. And so it's like, they're saying that they like should be freely available to all who make, sell, eat, and celebrate tacos. It's like, no, you guys make, sell, and celebrate tacos.
Yep.
Like, you're the most famous taco brand, in America.
Yeah.
And so why are you like fighting this small taco chain?
Right.
And it just makes me feel sad for this taco chain that like, listen, they're never going to be Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Like, make your own taco thing. And it's like, I get it. They want to use it probably very badly. But I just don't think it's not like, I just feels like they're throwing their weight around and bossing, they're bullying Taco John, and it makes me sad.
I agree.
Yeah, but Taco John also bullied people and sued people too.
Listen, I don't know Taco John personally, but I assume I'm not. It's hard. So it's hard for me to defend him personally, but I also
is there actually a John that owns Taco John?
He's friends with Papa John.
Same,
and loosely related to John Lee.
Right.
Well, if he's friends with Papa John,
then he's a bad guy.
Right.
Bad guy. Yeah, and
so I think Chipotle should get in on the act and actually do a Taco Tuesday, and then all the proceeds from that they could probably wrap up into some sort of really nice like nonprofit. I don't know. They should take over that.
They only have 400 locations.
Actually. Oh, they're small.
So that
actually,
makes me even more sad. For them.
Yeah.
And Taco Bell has I would imagine thousands.
right.
Let's see how many locations Taco Bell
Taco
has.
John, I take that back. Sorry.
Yeah, poor now I just only feel bad for Taco John.
Yeah, I mean, again, like context makes a huge difference. Like
Yeah.
knowing that there are only 400 chains, although that's not
It's not
like
insignificant.
insignificant either.
No, it's not small.
No, but there's no way they have the money to fight Taco Bell.
Yeah.
But I also I agree with you. I like the CEO's response, and I think that's the sort of response that they should go for moving forward. Like we're the small guy here,
Yeah.
and also now that we know we can't hold on to this, and we're not going to fight it. Like let's like own it. Let's own the
Yeah.
name as much as we can, and let's use it as an opportunity to let people know that it was our. We came up with this.
Yeah, they have 8,000 locations Taco Bell, so that's like
It's a lot.
that's a small versus very large. But it's like I think for me, like if they want to fight this thing out in court, like that doesn't make me like that sucks for Taco John. It sucks for everybody, but like to get LeBron involved, that's the part where like I really get sad.
So what did they do? They got celebrities to make TikTok videos.
Yes,
But not on commercial, like not on air.
No, they
It's
had
just
an
social.
on-air commercial
Oh.
as well.
So
Was
odd.
LeBron in it? But they definitely went much. There was a lot of TikTok commercial content that they were saying, and basically LeBron is a known Taco Tuesday fan, which is like a weird but true story about him, like going online on Instagram and saying Taco Tuesday. He got in trouble for being kind of problematic. That was another story about this. And so he's a fan of Taco Tuesday. So Taco Bell was like, we're going to recruit Taco Tuesday enthusiast LeBron James and try to liberate the phrase so that anyone who wants to use it can use it, and definitely not because Taco Bell wants to use it for their own.
The use of liberate is hilarious here.
Yeah, like they're liberating for all of America. Like we got a lot of problems in America. Like we got a lot of things that we need to work on.
And everybody uses the word Taco Tuesday. It's not like no one else can use it. It's just that Taco Bell can't use it.
Yeah.
They can't because they have a whole arm of lawyers that are like, sorry, like we can't do that because it's red flags. But everybody, it's liberated. Everyone's
not
using
anymore.
it.
Now it's liberated.
Yeah. Taco Tuesday is for the people.
So congratulations.
Until Taco Bell
everyone.
trademarks it.
Happy Taco Tuesday to all to celebrate. That's when our show comes out.
Our show comes out Wednesday, Alex.
Oh, fuck. God damn it. I'm so tired. I was telling the story last night. I went to a bar and I got a drink and I just walked away from the bar without paying. Not because I didn't want to pay, but just mostly my brain is that tired that I completely forgot about the construct of getting an item, paying for an item. And this bartender came around the bar and came out to me very angrily, being like, "You're gonna pay for that?" And I was just like, "I'm so sorry. I'm tired. Just like it's hot outside. My brain is I've been working really hard, and so please forgive me." And so I don't know where that anecdote was going. Thank you guys so much for coming to the show. Thank you for your wonderful gifts and your wonderful
puffs,
products,
the
hats,
bags.
and everyone out there, go get your hands on this. Where can they get them? That's maybe a good question.
Oh yeah, where can they get them and where can they like follow?
Yeah.
What do you want to plug?
Please follow us on social at Sea Monsters. We've only just started really pushing our social. We, obviously, like we've been so focused on working on the product that we haven't really had time to do the marketing properly. So yeah, please follow us. Please help us. Come join the Sea Monsters movement.
Click the follow.
We are available right now nationwide in Sprouts Farmers Market.
Nice.
Shout out to Sprouts.
So mostly West Coast because there's only a couple of Sprouts in the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
But we are also available at Fresh Direct.
Nice.
and
Dash Mart.
And we will very shortly be in Thrive and Erewhon.
Ooh, Erewhon.
Yeah, it's the
And-
big one.
Yeah.
Harris Teeter, Nuggets,
Nice.
and Mother's
Goodness.
Market.
Mother's Market's shortly.
We are talking to Wegmans. Hey, what's up, Wegmans?
Yeah. Talk about sandwiches. Wegman sandwiches.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Are they
You had those?
good?
Oh,
Yeah, they're
my
really
God.
good. Yeah.
Oh,
Blow Subway out of the water.
The best sandwiches.
Well,
everything
Wegmans
blows
calls
Subway
back.
out of water.
Yeah.
You go to Wegmans and get a sandwich.
Oh, I didn't
one
know
of the
their
best
Delia was
one of the
good.
best chain sandwiches you can get.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay. Good
Honestly,
to
as good as any New York deli, in my opinion.
There's
Wow.
only one Wegmans, right? There's the one
There-
in
I think
Navy
it's-
Yards.
For now, they're opening
Two,
one in
three.
Manhattan.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
Shortly.
Okay.
It's
at some
it's
point.
the old Kmart spot in right by
Union
NYU.
Square.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Wegmans, incredible. Congrats, that's super exciting, and the product is actually really, really delicious.
Thank
you.
It's not one of these like better for you products that actually taste like cardboard. Like,
Yeah,
that
like-
is the world does not need more of those.
Dude, we did that on purpose. Our kids were like, forget this better for you stuff. I want the Doritos, the Cheetos.
Jiae likes to say like the dirty. We want it to taste kind of like the dirty snack that you kind of
Crave.
crave and feel guilty about, but it's actually better for you.
You killed it.
I ate the whole bag.
Yeah. I want them to feel like they're eating a Cheetos or a Doritos, but with like cleaner ingredients and like, cleaner for the environment.
And with a mission, right?
Success. Well,
Yeah.
Congratulations. Thank you guys for coming.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank
you
you so
guys.
much.
We'll
All
see
right,
you,
thank
we'll
you
see you at
guys.
Subway.
All right.
All right.